Hi students, congratulations on completing week 1 of this course. As you know, this is an 8-week course rather than 15, so we need to keep a brisk pace going throughout the remainder of the 7 weeks. So let's take a look what we have going on this week, week 2. First, you're going to read 4 articles about mobile apps, what the purpose of mobile apps is, and why a mobile app should be created, reasons that would be good reasons for apps to be created. 2 of those articles are available through the DMAC library, and so there is a link here about how students can access the online resources of the DMAC library in case you haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. As we move forward in the course, you're always going to want to be considering this question: what problem is the mobile application intended to solve? Any app that you review or we discuss or you consider, you want to have this question in the back of your mind. After reading those articles, you're going to participate in a discussion, and I just want you to start thinking about one mobile app that you are familiar with or one that you're interested in, and I want you to consider that question: what problem is this mobile application intended to solve? And I want you to compose an answer from both the side of the user or consumer and then the side of the developer or the business side. And your post should be at least 100 words regarding that question on both perspectives. This is a post first discussion, which means you will have to provide your answer and post it before you'll be able to see any of the other students' responses. So you're going to want to get your post out there, your initial post, at least 48 hours prior to the due date, so that other students will have time to respond to your post. And then you're going to want to make sure that you post a response to at least 3 of your students. After that, we're going to look at an introduction to some different app stores. There's actually quite a long list of app stores that exist, but for this course I have 4 in particular that I want you to become familiar with. So there's a link to information about each of the 4 that you definitely need to become familiar with. I'm going to recommend that you bookmark each of those because you're going to be using those app stores throughout the remainder of the course, and you're going to want to have access to them long after this week's folder is no longer visible to you. So make sure you bookmark those, familiarize yourself, kind of play around so that you know how to navigate those stores. And keep in mind from this point forward, besides this question that you need to consider, anytime you have an assignment or a discussion where you need to describe an app or review it or talk about it, you're going to want to address all of the things that I've listed in these bullets here, and I'll let you read those on your own. After that discussion, or that research, I guess, you're going to come down and have an assignment. Because you now are aware how to move around in the 4 app stores, you're going to have an assignment where you have questions that you need to answer about each of the app stores. So this is a Word document that's posted here. If you click on this link, that .doc file, it will open a Word document that looks like this, and you can see there are some questions for each store that you're going to need to answer. So you'll save that document on your computer and you'll type in your answers, and when you have the whole document filled out and you're satisfied with your work and you have your final draft complete, you're going to save that, come back out here to Blackboard, click on the assignment name. That will open up the assignment submission area, and you'll be able to attach that Word document out here to submit it. After that, we're going to do one of my favorite assignments. It's a blog assignment, and you're going to use those app stores again and find at least 5 mobile apps that you feel would be beneficial to students, and you're going to describe them. You're going to talk about how they would be useful to students. You're going to include a link or a URL of where you found that app in the App Store. And you're going to address all of these bullet points that are listed here. If you would like some extra credit, you can go ahead and find one app that you believe would be useful for instructors or teachers, and then you're going to address the same types of things. What's the name of the app? Where did you find it? What would it help instructors do? And that type of thing. After that assignment, we're going to do another discussion that's an app review, and basically you're going to focus on one mobile app that you currently use. It can be any type or category of app, and you're going to provide a more in-depth review and description of it. You're going to answer and address all of these bullet points down here. You're basically going to introduce the app to the rest of the students. I do want to point out that there won't be any duplication of reviews. So in other words, no two students can review the same app. Everybody has to choose a different app. So if there's an app you know you would like to review, you can come out to this discussion and create a new thread, and in the title put the name of the app you would like to review, and then in the text something like coming soon or check back later. That will reserve that app for you. And then later when you're ready to post your complete review, you can come back out here to this discussion and edit the thread that you began and post your complete review. And finally, we have a journal assignment where you're going to conduct some research, and you're going to use the internet to find some credible sources of information about the use of mobile apps. You're going to be looking for statistics on things like how many mobile apps are downloaded this year versus last year, the rate at which it's increasing or decreasing, statistics about user behavior once consumers obtain apps, information on device usage and current trends, things of that nature. You're going to use your research to answer these 5 questions that I've listed. Keep in mind that for each of those questions, you will need to provide at least 2 links to websites with information that validates your answer. So you're going to want to make sure that you're using credible resources in your research and that you're also looking at a variety of different resources. So that's our workload for week 2. I personally think this week is kind of fun. I think it can be fun if you allow it to be. You get to start having some flexibility, thinking about apps that interest you, learning how they're sort of organized and categorized, expanding your knowledge about the different types of apps that exist, because as we move into future weeks, you're going to be looking for apps from a variety of different categories or types they are interested in finding more information about. So have fun this week. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or concerns. You can find my email address and contact information under the instructor link out here in Blackboard. Good luck with the workload this week, and I hope you have a great week.